Hello, I'm Francis. Welcome to MOV'NTEC, where we build the e-mobility of tomorrow.
From electromechanical parts and automation to e-mobility, the MOV'NTEC plan is undergoing a transformation, and Francis is here with me today to explain exactly how this is going to happen. Hi Francis, thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you and welcome here.
So explain to me, how exactly are you going to transform this plant from electromechanical and automation plant to e-mobility one?
Well, you must know I took over this plant with a partner in August 22 from a German automation company. And our aim is to transform this company in the e-mobility, as you said, and we will be focused on our knowledge, the knowledge we acquired in the last 20 years. That is based on power electronic, on electrical motors, and everything what has to do with mechanical assembling. So we have all the basements to enter in this e-mobility scheme for the next years.
To undergo such a transformation, however, it takes effort, it takes time, it takes money, but it also takes rules and regulations from the proper authorities. So I would like to ask you, which has been the most challenging part, let's say, of the whole procedure?
I would say that the most challenging part is at the end to have all the skills that are needed in the company, because the base we have this, but we need also some specialists in the battery world, in the motor world, because we also work on launching new motors for electromobility, and that is very complicated and that takes time to have these people inside in the company. That we have now, that's a good thing. The European rules and regulation are going in the right direction, but I think Europe can do more because we are in Europe, we do not enough in general for our companies working in these areas. We should do the same as done other part of the world, in the American side or Asian side. But if they do nothing, why should we do something for them?
So can we be competitive towards American and Chinese companies or plants, let's say?
I think yes, because otherwise we didn't go in this way first. And yes, absolutely. We have really in Europe also a good part of the knowledge. We have the schools for that. We have the people for that. Now we must have at the end on the market the same chance as the others and not less. And then we have absolutely a really good chance. And what we have to know also, Europe today is at the end one of the biggest market in the world. And I think all Europeans should know that and should use it.
You mentioned skills earlier, and you also mentioned them right now. I'm a little bit confused. You told me that we have the skills, we have the people that are needed. But earlier in our discussion, you said that we are lacking the skills, the people with the right skills. What is it? Do we have the right people or don't we have them?
No, we have the right people. But if you go, for example, that was not our case before. When you go in a development of new motors, you need additional people with special skills. And that is what we have to find out now.
I'm insisting a little bit on the topic of skills because during EU Sustainable Energy Week in Brussels in June, one of the most important topics of the event was skills. And I'm wondering, do you have enough young people interested in this particular area?
So I honestly, I don't know how it is in the rest of Europe. What we see today in France, in general, for all industrial areas, not especially in the one we are now, is that it looks like young people have difficulties to come in the industrial world because, especially here in the region, industry in the past was linked with closing of plants, unemployment, etc. And some of them continue to have a very old image from what is industry. Industry is new, industry is completely changed, and a lot of very interesting things can be done in industry today.
Can you give us some examples of interesting things that you're doing here?
Of course. For example, we see that we are developing, I would say, let me say, the future. We are working with the University of Béthune, LS2E, for new motor development. And then everything what is going in this way, new development, that are things that people like to change. And I see it also with the people here because we moved the company to the e-mobility. They are very satisfied with that. They will discover new things. And that is also something that like. And I see also in the younger generation, they are also very interested in everything what is linked with ecological transition. And if you look in the industrial companies in the companies in general and industrial one also, they do a lot since years going in this direction to reduce their carbon emission, and that is also, and they have also an vision what they want to do in the future and how they want to be in the future. And all these things help young people to come to industry. And as you can see perhaps here, it's not how an industry was 100 years ago. There are places where you can work. It's clear. It's everything is done to have a quality on the work.
Yeah.
That's important also.
Absolutely. Quality is important. Sustainability is also important.
Absolutely.
And e-mobility depends heavily on batteries,
Yes.
right? On energy storage. How sustainable do you think is our energy storage system right now? Not in the future and our vision, where we want to go. Right now, how sustainable is it when we still use, for example, lithium-ion batteries that are expensive, that are ethically a little bit ambiguous, and that they're polluting also a little bit?
I think, and that is, for example, what we do here in a short future in September. We have to find clearly ways to reuse the batteries of the cars. In the second-hand batteries, we have to reuse them to continue that they have a second life. We have to do that. We have to find clear solutions to take out all the material from the battery when they finish their life. That's a lot of work to do, clearly.
Yes. So recycling is, let's
Absolutely.
say, the way of the future and the way you're trying to do it do
Yes.
it right now.
Yes.
You think that the laws that exist right now in European level are helping you do that, or are a challenge for you?
Let me say we are on good way.
Okay, I'll accept that. But I would like to insist a little bit. Any challenges in general that you're facing in this transformation from automation to e-mobility?
Well, I think the industrial could go faster than the laws. We see that, I give typically that example. Today, as I said, we starting with to reuse second-hand batteries from electrical cars. We start to build electrical groups in September to use them. And you see that the regulation are not in place for second-hand batteries. Or
Exactly.
everything exists only for the new batteries. And what shall we do? Is there another rule for second-hand? Is it the same as for the standard new batteries? All this is very is not clear. It will come, but that show that rules and regulation are not fast enough for the industry.
However, you are optimistic that we're going to make
Absolutely.
it.
Clearly, I'm absolutely optimistic, but I'm an optimistic guy in general.
A realist, but also optimistic. And
Yes,
on
absolutely.
that nice and positive note, I would like to thank you very much for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
And thank you all for watching. Please subscribe and join our community.